They are sluggish again. Hang Seng this morning is in the negative, marginally at 0.03%. Nikkei is down by as much as 1.39% following the tumble that Nintendo experienced in that market.
All right, and I mean, as far as the global markets are concerned, I think there is not much to worry about. What we are seeing in the last 3 or 4 days is that Indian markets, they have sort of decoupled with the global markets because they have the global cues, they have been essentially healthy if you look at it. S&P has seen a strong resurgence from the lowest levels that we saw previous week. Your other global cues, I mean, if you talk about Brent crude, that's hovering around that $83 a barrel mark. Your 10-year is essentially under 4.5%. It was inching towards 4.7% and beyond. And the dollar index is still hovering in that 105, 106 sort of range. So overall, the setup as far as the global cues are concerned is positive. The handover is also positive. So I think the correction that we have witnessed in the Indian markets in the last 4 days has to do with some of the local factors. Look at the look at the cues that we are in. We are in the middle of the fourth quarter earnings season, and again, that has not been something to write home about. They have been essentially a mixed bag. Again, we are also witnessing the low turnout as far as voters are concerned for the Lok Sabha election. So that is perhaps also giving some bit of jitteriness to the market participants as well ahead of the the results on June 4th. So the overall setup as far as the global cues are concerned, I think we are not deriving much from that. The markets have sort of decoupled and is focusing on the local risk factors. But again, we have fallen quite significantly from the recent top, from the recent record high we made of 22,794, about 550 points today. Where do we go from here? We are approaching some key support levels. For that, let's also bring on board Mr. Brijesh, IL of IDBI Capital Markets. Brijesh, thank you for joining us here on News 9. Always a pleasure speaking with you, sir. Nifty again has given up almost 550 points from the recent top. We are approaching 22,000 levels once again. We are about 250 points shy of it as we speak. But considering the sharp correction that we have seen, it looks like 22,000 could be where we are heading. Also, I mean, India VIX has spiked quite sharply from 10 odd levels to about 17 now. What's your overall assessment of the markets at this current juncture? Where do we go from here on? Is the bottom approaching, or we are still to see more correction from here?
Good morning, Suyash. So, as you said rightly, the VIX is rising. So, that is one of the reasons why we are seeing a lot of volatility in the market. And I do believe this for the next, till the elections, the counts and everything is over, this is going to be the picture for next 10-15 days. We need to be cautious on the market. Technically, we are seeing the distribution. There has been selling pressure in the market for sure. And what we can say right now is the uptrend is under pressure. So what this says ki for the time being, whatever the levels we saw, 22,800, that is going to stay as the high, immediate high. And for the timing, maybe at least for the next couple of days, maybe this week or maybe the following week, this level is going to stay as the resistance zone. Yesterday we broke the 50-day moving average at 22,300 marks. So I believe this is now going to from today and tomorrow's point of view, this 22,300 might be a resistance zone. Some pullback is expected because, as you said, more than 500 points we have followed in the last 4-5 trading session. So some intraday bounce can be there, but directionally, I have a sense that we might go back to 22,000 level. Only if 22,000 level is broken, then we'll review it further. But then from 22,800 to 22,000, this should be the range for the market. And the expectation is that maybe today, tomorrow, yeah, maybe sooner or later we might break this level also, and 22,000 is approachable. So whether the market finds support or not, we'll take a call at those points. But yeah, definitely we can talk of another 250 points from the current level is what I sense.
All right, and shifting focus to Bank Nifty, I think that has been a major driver of the market in the last few months. I mean, both on the upside and on the downside, it was leading the charge when the market was making a record high. Even in this downfall, Nifty Bank has corrected almost 1,900 points. We are back at that 48,000 mark, Brijesh. And, we are seeing weakness across counters. I mean, all PSU bank stocks ended in the red yesterday. And, the big ones, ICICI Bank, HDFC Bank also contributed to the downside. I mean, looks like it's not over for Nifty Bank just yet. What's your take, sir?
Suyash, Bank Nifty, that 48,000 was a big trigger eventually during the expiry, and we broke 48,000 and we are now staying above 48,000. So, from the technical perspective, Bank Nifty is still making the heart of high bottom structure. The swing low is 46,500. So, if trend has to change, that 46,500 needs to be broken. Right now, what we can say, the value of 50-day moving average, which is 47,500, which is another 500, 600 points from the current level. That is what I can sense. Market Bank Nifty might come close to 47,500. That is the maximum correction as of now. For me to change the view, it will be only when we see a strong close below 46,500 on a weekly closing basis. Only if I see those levels, then only I'll take the U-turn for the Bank Nifty. Because somewhere from the monthly structure, 51,000 and the Bank Nifty 51,000 still looks promising. But then since the market is correcting, I don't want to bet right now. I would like to find the support. And right now at this structure, I think 47,500 will act as a support. If that breaks, then I need to review. But more or less, I'm pretty confident that 47,500 will be acting as a support zone. Let's review it when it comes to those points.
All right.
Good morning, Brijesh. Now, Dr. Reddy's Labs announced their Q4 results yesterday and their profits have jumped by as much as 36.3%, revenues up 12.5%, EBITDA up 14%. They have a first mover advantage in the blockbuster cancer drug Revlimid, which has contributed to more than almost 100 to 115 million dollars to their Q4 revenue. But their stock is down. How do you look at Dr. Reddy's right now?
So purely from a technical perspective, it is an uptrend. The structure for the weekly and monthly are quite strong, positive. I think this should be viewed as a buying opportunity. Dr. Reddy on the long-term bet, it can easily go back to 6,500 mark. On the lower side, the value of this 200-day moving average is 5,800. This is a lower support zone. So I think today somebody who wants that directional view should make the 50% entry at current price, and maybe when it breaks 6,000, a little bit 50, 60 point plus minus, I strongly believe we should be taking a long trades. It will take good amount of time because overall the trend is not that strong. But then with the directional view, I think this should be an opportunity to take the long trades.
All right, and another stock we wanted to pick your brains on is Reliance Industries. I mean, we have been talking about Nifty Bank being this major driver on the downside, but Reliance Industries, I mean, the kind of movement we have seen in this count in the last 4-5 sessions, I mean, it has fallen by about what 4.5% or so, whereas Nifty has corrected by 2.5%. This morning, we are seeing some bit of a bounce back in Reliance Industries. Brijesh, my question is, could Reliance Industries be that swing factor which can, take or which can make at least a bounce back happen for Nifty from here on? Because that again, it's a big, it has a big weightage on Nifty.
Suyash, Reliance, clearly from the technical perspective, if you see over the last, from the entire April month, so the supports for the Reliance were 2870 level, and there has been a range breakdown in the Reliance industry. So my sense is that even if the Reliance sees some bounce, it might get stuck at 2860, 2870 levels. And right now it has broken the prior swing. So technically it is in a downtrend or maybe in a slight corrective mode. So pullback might be there because it has seen a continuous fall. But then directionally, I have a sense eventually the before all this happened, the buying came from the levels of 2700 mark. So I have a sense, maybe not exactly 27, but then whatever the low we saw, 2784. I think that low will be broken one more time. So, and after that, whenever it form a base, we should take a call. So maybe below 2780, we can talk about another 50 points correction. So I would be be okay to take the view only when it comes to 2730, 2750 mark. Pullback might be there, but I believe closer to 29,000, 2,900, again, it will face a resistance and then it might see some further selling.
All
So
right.
at least, yeah, little bit weak at 10 days, we will be bearish.
All right, and before we let you go, sir, one more stock we have our eyes on this morning, and that is Voltas. I mean, Voltas has seen a significant rally in the last 3 or 4 months on this theme that the summers are going to be hotter this time around, and the stock had done phenomenally well. But the results came out. The numbers were weak operationally, a very weak quarter for Voltas. They have reported about a 19% drop in net profits, and we have seen that play out in the stock prices as well. It opened gap down about 8% lower, has recovered since then. What's your take on Voltas? I mean, will we continue seeing correction over there, considering the kind of rally that it has staged in the last 7-8 months? What's your take here, sir?
Suyash, Voltas, maybe the numbers might have not be that strong, but Voltas has seen a very good rally. From the levels of 800, the stock almost went up to 1500 mark. And because of this, this is again from the monthly time frame. From the technical perspective, it has made a rounding kind of a structure. And this is a very beautiful structure, and the prices are now back to the demand zone. So anybody who has not got the opportunity earlier to take the entry in the Voltas is a very good opportunity, because from the monthly structure, I'm pretty confident that we are going to see that 1500 plus on the Voltas. So whatever this current price, 1300 mark, 1300, 1350, and even if you take the stop loss, 50-day moving average is to 1 to 1.3. So I would definitely take from the directional point of view, I would like to take this as a buying opportunity. Maybe trading will not be possible because of the volatility, and post result the market Voltas has corrected. Maybe this correction might be there for 1 or 2 trading session, but directionally closer to 1300, I think one should again re-enter the long positions. If the market has to correct and the sector has to go up, Voltas will be one of the pick, and I am confident from the monthly point of view. Rounding structure, rounding breakout has come, and now we are seeing a correction of that particular breakout, which is always a re-entry point from the technical point of view. So I would be taking a buy trade in this.
Confident on Voltas, Brijesh, but what are your picks for our investors today?
So we have to be very cautious and very selective stocks. So Jyothy Laboratory was one stock which saw a very good momentum in yesterday's trade. There was a volume pickup which came yesterday. So I think one can take the long bets in Jyothy with the stop loss of 428 for the price target of 510. Then second one is the Finolex. This is again a trading bet. One should go long at 283 with the stop loss of 270 for the price target of 308. Another one which is now at the stock has not picked up the momentum, but looking at the other parameters and technical reasoning, I believe Narayana Hrudayalaya is something which is going to do some momentum trade, a good amount of trade. So I think one can take a long at the current price, stop loss of 1260 for that price target of 1345.